What's up everybody, Venom here with a quick guide on Dave the Diver. Let's get right into it. For those who dove headfirst into Dave the Diver like I did when it initially released, there was plenty of content to go around. But luckily, there is a new update which is completely free for anybody who already has the base Dave the Diver game, and if you're a fan of Dredge, you're going to really like the content update. The free DLC showcases a lot of really cool new mechanics, such as being able to drive the boat, which initially you're not able to drive Dave's boat. You can just kind of sail back and forth between the sushi shop or a fish farm or anything like that. It's just you can't actually drive it yourself, but with this new Dredge update, you're able to steer the boat and find these cool little Easter eggs. Now, before I continue, there is going to be spoiler content in this video, so if you do not want any spoilers for the Dredge content pack, then I suggest you do not watch this video because there will definitely be some spoilers in the video as well as the things that I'm going to mention here. With that out of the way, let's talk about it. So, the new content pack comes with a bunch of new features. There's new fish, there is a new gun, and there is also just the ability to drive your boat into different vortexes, find treasure. It's really interesting what they added to this game. I think that they implemented a lot of really cool things, and so let's talk about everything that they added, as well as show some of the new features that I tested out for myself. First and foremost, I actually struggled to figure out how to download the content and see it in-game, and that's because there are a couple prerequisites that you have to follow in order to actually see the new Dredge content once it's downloaded. It is completely free to download on Steam. All you have to do is head on over to Steam, type in Dave the Diver Dredge Content Pack, and then simply install it to Steam. Once it is in your Steam library, it'll update Dave the Diver if you have auto updates on. If you do not, then you just simply have to update Dave the Diver and log into the game. Once the DLC is installed, there is one more prerequisite that you have to have. Now, that is the chicken farm. If you do not have the chicken farm unlocked in Dave the Diver as of yet, then you will not have access to the new Dredge content. On top of that, you won't see the Dredge content until you notice thick fog weather. Now, there is a weather app inside of Dave the Diver that shows you whether or not it's rainy, sunny, there's a big storm, or thick fog. Now, the thick fog will allow you to actually enjoy the Dredge content, but you will not be able to see any of that new content unless you have that weather headed towards you. So I checked to see when it was 2 days away, and then I noticed that I had thick fog, so I knew that the new Dredge content was coming. Again, the foggy weather will only show up after you have your first chicken on your farm, so if you do not have the chicken coop unlocked and do not have chickens unlocked, then you will not be able to have foggy nights. There is also a traveling merchant that comes along with foggy nights, and I'm going to go into detail in just a second on what that traveling merchant can do for you, as well as what else you can do during those foggy nights other than drive the boat around. The first really cool feature is the vortexes. Now, when you actually get a foggy night and you decide to drive the boat around in the open waters, you'll see little vortexes. And you drive the boat right up to them, and then you can dive directly into the vortex, and that will bring you down into the depths with Dredge features. So you're going to see aberrant fish. Now, these aberration fish are pretty nifty because they're all different. They are completely new fish that have not been in the game as of yet, and you are able to serve those fish to hooded figures that come to Bancho Sushi during those foggy nights. The aberrant fish are only able to be served in sushi to these hooded figures, but they charge a pretty penny. You are going to make a lot of gold this way by selling as many aberrant fish as you can get to these hooded figures in Bancho Sushi. Now, make sure you have other stuff on your menu because the other patrons that come to the sushi bar are not going to order anything that has aberrated fish inside of it. So if you don't have other things on your menu, you're not going to have anything to serve to the other guests, only things to the hooded figures because the aberrated fish are only able to go to those hooded figures. You're going to want to make the most out of every dive during the foggy nights for the simple fact that you can only dive once. Now, when I say make the most out of it, I mean just basically catch as many fish as you can. Who cares what they are? Yes, certain dishes are going to sell for more to the hooded figures, but all of them sell for a decent amount of gold. So as long as you can get as many of those aberrated fish that you can to sell to those hooded figures that night, try to just stockpile them for that night so that you can get a good amount of gold and income in order to be able to upgrade as many things as possible before, the next hooded figure night. The update also mentions that with the new Dredge system, Dave will also be able to find various items such as treasure in these different places. I'm not sure if it's in the vortexes or not. Since I've only gotten one foggy night, I haven't been able to test all of the different things yet, but I will be doing a guide on everything that you can find other than the aberrant fish and serving the hooded figures inside of Bancho Sushi. I will cover that in a later guide, but for now, all I know is that it does specify that you can obtain various items. Now, again, she mentions treasure. The traveling merchant mentions that this is treasure, and so I haven't seen any of it yet. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but once I do see it and I figure out what it is, I will post an update about that. Lastly, we have the Drain Gun. Now, the Drain Gun was added into the game with this DLC content. I haven't actually used it myself, so I'm unsure how to use it in-game, but this is what I know so far about the Drain Gun. The Drain Gun itself is used against aberrant fish only, and it will absorb their health and turn it into oxygen for you. So that's actually kind of cool because it regenerates oxygen while you're down there, so you don't have to go up as quickly. And that ties in hand, like I said, with trying to stay down there as long as possible to collect as many fish as possible to bring back up for those hooded figures. Now, you will have to acquire at least one blueprint and the materials required in order to craft this Drain Gun, and you're going to need 5,000 gold. So basically, there is no materials per se, but you will need at least 5,000 gold and to find one blueprint for the new Drain Gun. Now, you find blueprints the same way you found them for all the other ones. They are going to be within the weapons crates inside of the blue hole. So when you swim around, if you see a weapons crate, just immediately try to open it to see if you get that blueprint. There are also upgrades to the Drain Gun, such as the Enhanced Drain Gun, the Power Drain Gun, and these ones are going to cost more gold, and they also are going to take required materials in order to craft them. So the first rendition of the gun just requires oxygen. It's oxygen regeneration 1. The second Enhanced Drain Gun is going to give you even more oxygen, so a moderate amount. And the Power Drain Gun is going to cost more materials, but it's going to give you a great amount of oxygen and absorb even more health from the fish. Now, I haven't gotten the Drain Gun myself as of yet. I have not found the blueprint, but once I do, I will post a video using the gun, testing it out, seeing how it works with the fish, and seeing how much oxygen exactly you get back, and how long you can stay down there without having to go back to the surface and end the night to meet the hooded figures with the fish that you caught. This content update is huge for me because I love Dredge. Dredge is a very fun game. If you have not played it as of yet, I will link the game in the description if you want to check it out. If you like Dave the Diver, I almost guarantee you will like Dredge. It's very similar in terms of the aspect of fishing and just having to collect things. It's a lot of fun. So I will link the actual game itself in the description below in case you just want to look at the screenshots, maybe watch a trailer or two and see if it'll fit your kind of gaming style that you like to kind of move towards. But for me, this was an awesome update just because I really love both games. So I was happy to see them collaborate and bring all of this awesome content into one awesome content DLC. With that said, that's going to do it for this guide. As always, if you like the video, then like the video. And if you like my content in general, then please subscribe to my channel because it means the absolute world to me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!